look wonderful. Look at that.
Es que no es eso, pero me da como nervios, no sé.
Oh, you don't have to be nervous. You did this already. So all you have to do is tell me about it. Okay. So I need you to tell me this. Okay. So what you did in the experiment, like for your key activity, what experiments did you do? How did you do them? And what you learned from it. Okay. And then I might ask you a couple questions to complement the information. Okay.
Do I need
All right.
to share you the screen of the
If you
poster?
want, you may. If you don't want to, it's good. Okay. Make sure you click record in the
I'm recording.
perfect. Okay. So when you're ready, you may begin.
Es que me puso nervioso, mis.
Okay. Close your eyes, breathe. Remember, just relax. Okay. It will be okay.
So you're still part of the experiments, right?
Exactly.
Well, the objective for these experiments was to see how the different cleaning agents uh, act and how effective they were in different materials and substances. To prove this, we made different experiments with the first one was with three pieces of cloth, and this one was to see how these different cleaning agents act on the pieces of cloth. Uh, for this one, we put to the test vegetable oil, acrylic paint, and coffee or tea, depending of what we have in home. And the cleaning agents that we put to the test were Jabon Roma, hand soap, and clothing detergents. Well, the procedure was first to apply the substances that we were about to clean on the pieces of cloth, and then try to remove them with the different cleaning agents, and also with different quantities of each cleaning agent. With that experiment, we arrived, well, we could see that the Romo soap was very good on removing coffee and vegetable oil, both natural substances, but the acrylic paint didn't have as much work because of its composition, chemical, well, in a chemical way. With the ham soap was the less effective. That's due to its cleaning agent made for cleaning our skin, and because of that, it can't be as corrosive as the other ones in order to prevent us from damaging our skin. And for the clothing detergent, this one was the most effective since it's specifically, well, since its a specific function is to remove stains from pieces of cloth. The only difference we could see in here was that the Roma soap was a bit better with coffee and vegetable oil, and the clothing detergent was a bit better with acrylic paint, but not a really big difference. With a second experiment, we wanted to see how also these three cleaning agents work, but with a lot less of product, so we can see so that we could see if the cleaning agent and its effectiveness depends on the quantity or on the composition of the agent like that. And we did see a lot of difference in the experiments, starting by that the Roma soap passed from being one of the best to being the worst, I think. Uh, yes, we can see here in the results, even with one teaspoon and of teaspoon diluted in water. The hand soap didn't lost that much of effectiveness. Well, it does a little bit, but not as much as the aroma soap did, and the clothing detergent continue being a lot, well, being very effective without losing like almost nothing on its effectiveness as a cleaning agent. With that results that we obtained, uh, we discuss it and think that the aroma soap, since it's biodegradable, a biodegradable clean agent, it loses a lot of effectiveness, since we could, well, the way that we think this works is that since it's a biodegradable cleaning agent, we can use a lot more without damaging or without damaging like that the environment. And that's why in good quantities it cleans so well, but using a little bit it doesn't clean that very well, because the companies try to do it this way, since it harm less the environment. You can use more to maintain a kind of an equilibrium. The hand soap didn't lose that much of effectiveness, since it's usually used with lots of water, and we don't use like way bigger quantities, since we only use like for our hands or maybe our face. But that's why it didn't affect it much like the quantities we used. And talking about the same balance of the aroma soap with the clothing detergent, since this damages a lot more the environment, the quantities that need to be used are reduced in order that it doesn't also make like a lot of damage to the environment, because if we need to use a lot and damages a lot the environment, nobody would buy it. And with that, we can see, well, for conclusion, we arrived that, well, we could know that the materials that the soaps are made of and the function that they were made to accomplish does depend on its effectiveness, but also of the substances that we use to, well, that we are trying to remove, and the materials that we are trying to remove this of. Because, for example, well, we didn't experiment this in for, well, we didn't do this for part of the experiment, but if you stain yourself with acrylic paint, you can take it out very easily from your skin without damaging it. But if you use Roma soap or clothing detergent, despite it will remove it also, your skin will be a lot more, will receive a lot more of damage.
Okay, thank you very much, Luis. Now, one question is, how do you think this exercise or this activity was relevant for your everyday life?
Oh, uh, uh, for starters, we now know that if we put some, well, if we make the laundry, or well, we go to wash our clothes, now we can know that if the stain that our clothes have is only from, I don't know, a drink that we, well, that fell into us, we can clean it perfectly with a little bit on Roma soap and over a kind of big quantity, but we don't have to damage the environment. And also that we can separate the clothes depending of the type of stain that they have in order to use the best detergent and try to take care of the environment as much as we can by using the better the better cleaning agents in the correct quantities in order to don't use or a very harmful cleaning agent that will do the same job or to don't use like great quantities of it.
Okay, thank you very much, Luis. That will be all. So now you may stop the recording. Okay, and well, download it. There is a space